how do I get clients? That's the number one question that I get. But the better question is, how do clients find me? And that's what we're going to talk about today. Let's check it. What's up, everybody? Tim Conley here, and let's get into how clients can find you. This is more important than you going out and finding clients, which is the biggest question that I ever get. Before we get into you being found by your ideal target customer, we're going to talk about the how do I get clients, because it's a really easy one to solve. There's only a handful of ways to actually get clients, and I'll do videos that go into the tactics of this in the near future, but I really want you to get this into your mindset, because look at this Google search. So I type in how to get clients, and it comes up with 1,500,000,000 results. It's crazy how many responses there are to the question of how do I get clients. And the thing is nearly every one of them's identical. There's only a handful of ways to go about getting clients. But the biggest thing that you really should be focused on is, how do you get clients to find you? To get clients to find you, you need to be attractive to your ideal client. And that means you need to know, what problems do they have? What do they want solved in their lives? And this way you can start creating marketing that will bring them to you. See, I'm a marketing oriented person as opposed to a sales oriented person. I've got some friends who are entrepreneurs, and they love selling. They love just going out, meeting people, and taking a complete stranger and turning that person into a client. I don't like doing that. I'm an introvert. I'd rather sit here in my office talking to a camera and hoping someone's watching on the other end, instead of going out and trying to be face to face and convert somebody who doesn't know who I am and get them to buy from me, because that's actually pretty difficult, requires a lot of skill. So I'd rather put the skill into learning how to do marketing that attracts lots of people to me, and then they raise their hand and say, yes, I'm interested in having you do work for me. And that becomes a better relationship. It allows me to use my authority and take control of the client relationship in the very beginning. Because when you're trying to convince somebody to buy from you, you have no control in that situation. The prospect has all the power. But if the prospect's coming to you and they're asking you to work for them, then you have the power. The power to say, no, I'm not going to take you as a client. And that is all the power that you actually have at any point in the client relationship, is that moment. And if you're begging somebody to come be a client, then you're going to struggle through that whole client relationship. But if they come to you and they say, I want you, not anyone else, but you, to work on my project, and then that gives you a lot of power, the power to walk away. Being attractive to your ideal client, you need to know what their problems are. So you start creating content. You can do videos, you can do blog posts, you can do podcasts, but you need to know what they're searching for. So SEO, search engine optimization, is a no-brainer. This is like the first thing that you should be working on. You need to be found on the internet. I'm not going to go into how to do SEO. There's a million amazing blog posts out there, but what I'll do is I'll link right here to Miles Beckler's video on search engine optimization, and down in the description below, my good friend Miles has gone deep into showing you how to do SEO and do it well, so your ideal clients find you and desire working with you. One of the reasons SEO is so powerful is it's in your control. How much do you want to work on SEO? You can put in the labor, you can create a million videos, you can create a million blog posts, you can create lots of content on all the search terms and like long tail search terms. You can do all of those and start attracting people. It's in your power to do this. The next thing is speaking engagements. I love doing speaking engagements, even though I'm not great at talking. Like, I stumble over my words a lot. You don't get to see a lot of that because we do a lot of editing on here. But I stumble over my words and I have verbal tics and all that stuff. And I'm kind of ADD, so I'm all over the place and go on tangents and like I'm doing right now. So I'm not a great public speaker, but I do it because I know that this is a great way to be found by my ideal customer. My ideal client comes to an event and then they get to hear me prove that I'm an expert. By proving that I'm an expert in a venue that sort of elevates me, it turns me from expert into an authority in that person's mind while they're sitting there. And this has been a great way for me to get clients over my 2-decade career. And here is a little trick for you. You can get clients that serve other businesses like accountants, attorneys, and HR companies, payroll companies. These companies need content to give to their own customers so that the customers will appreciate them and stay customers long term. And it's been one of the ways that I've gotten a lot of clients over the years. I would offer to do a live speaking engagement, especially if their clients were local. And if they weren't local, we do webinars. And I'll talk about webinars a bit more in a second. So we would do these live events and we'd get maybe like 20 or 30 people to show up. After my talk, they'd come up to me and they'd ask me more questions and they would want my card and they would want to talk further about getting what I just talked about done in their business. And I would get about 2, 3, or 4 clients in the matter of a month after doing that talk. It was amazing and it was highly profitable for me. But why it was so profitable for me, it was that I was attractive to my prospects as opposed to me pitching them. I wasn't trying to sell them anything. All I said was, hey, if you got questions, come up to me after this talk. And that was it. And then from there, I was able to generate a lot of leads. And then out of the other 20 to 30 attendees, I would be able to get to market to them and send them additional information. And then a few of those would convert maybe 2 or 3 months later. So I'd have a really good conversion rate out of each and every one of those talks. Will you get a great conversion rate? I don't know. But it worked amazingly well every time I did it. So for those who are like, but I don't have any speaking engagements that I can go do right now. Well, do a webinar. That's a speaking engagement. You can promote your own webinar, do some ads, send some people to a registration page and do a webinar and do Q&A. And it doesn't cost much to do this. And then you record that webinar. And now you've got content that you can use in search engine optimization and get found because you talked about a topic that your ideal client is desperately searching for. So the secret about doing your own webinars and hopefully eventually your own speaking engagements is that you become your own platform. It's why podcasting and doing videos is so powerful, is that you become your own speaking platform. And eventually, if you're doing your own live stuff, you can get other speakers to come speak on your stage. And then that increases your authority. Because now, not only does your audience see you as an expert, but they see you as an amazing authority that attracts other experts who wish to speak on your stage. And this is a very powerful way to be super attractive to your clients. Now the third thing, and this one is typically avoided by people who are new, and that's doing ad campaigns. You have to spend some money to make some money. You don't have to spend a ton of money. And it's something that you can slowly roll out, where you can spend a little bit of money and attract a small audience, and then spend a little bit more money and attract a bigger audience, and keep doing that so that you can bring people into your webinars, you can bring people to your content so that they opt in, and then they gain more content from you, and you can offer them a chance to speak with you, to become a client. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money, but it is one of the best ways. Ultimately, it is the best way to build any business, is to do advertising. And the easier your sales become. Your prospects are coming to you, asking you to please work with me, as opposed to you trying to say, you should buy my stuff. The first advertising that you should do is an old school two-step direct response campaign. You still see them today, and you've probably gone through a whole bunch of them. And today they call them funnels and all this stuff. But back in the day, it was just called a two-step direct response campaign. So what you would do is you would create an ad, and it would offer a special report, a free report, a white paper. My early career, I built it on white paper marketing. So the idea is a lead magnet. You're going to create an ad, and you're going to send people to a landing page where they're going to download a lead magnet. Right after they get that lead magnet, on the thank you page, you're going to turn that thank you page into a sales letter that's going to convince them that it's important for them to speak to you, get a free consultation with you, a strategy session, any way to get them to actually book a time to speak with you. And that's going to be your first offer. Just create a lead magnet, offer them a chance to speak with you, but you're going to do follow-up for all the ones who don't schedule a meeting immediately, and that's going to be most of them. So you're going to do this follow-up where you're going to email them. You're going to continue giving them great content, but you're also going to continue to offer to speak with them. But you don't want to just leave it at email. You want other ways of communication. If you can get them on Facebook Messenger, fantastic. Communicate with them on Facebook Messenger. And this way they get to know, like, and trust you. And we're going to go really old school, because if you get their phone number, call them. Actually get them on the phone. Don't wait for them to schedule a call. Call them up and say, hey, did you get good value out of that lead magnet? Can I help you with this problem that you seem interested in? You're going to get them to talk to you and build a little rapport. Will you close them? No, that's not the point. The point is to get them to schedule an actual meeting with you, to get your free consultation, to get your strategy session. That's what all this follow-up is all about, is just to get them to the next step. I hope I've intrigued you with the idea of becoming attractive to your ideal client. Instead of spending all your time hoping to go out into the world and turn a stranger into a customer, I'd rather you learn how to do marketing that proves your expertise and attracts people to your authority. And if you're attracted to this idea, please like, subscribe, share, and do all the socials. And we'll meet right back here in the next video.